Welcome, Slayer the Alchemist. And why am I using an iPod in 2024? This, I think, is the only iPod I've ever owned. This is, I believe, a fifth generation. It's 160 gigabyte. And for the longest time, this has just been sitting in a box in my garage. Haven't paid any attention to it. But I've really gotten back into using my iPod. And you might say, why on earth would you do that with music streaming? I have Apple Music subscription. You can have that on your phone. Why would you want to use an iPod when you can stream? Well, there's two big reasons. One of them, and you hear me talk about the loudness wars on this channel, and the loudness wars is a lot of remastered versions of CDs. They're very loud, dynamically compressed, fatiguing on the ears. And on the streaming services, this is usually what they have, is the most recent version of whatever the album is. So I've been going back through my CDs, and I have a lot of original CDs, original pressings, first versions on CDs, and I've been loading them into my iPod, like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, Dio, Ozzy, AC/DC, all that stuff. I've just been loading it into my iPod and really enjoying listening to these original versions, first versions of the CDs, because they have so much dynamic range to them. They're not fatiguing to listen to. Yeah, some of them can be a little bit thin. They don't have the bass frequency that a lot of remasters have, but I'll take that. It reminds me of what these albums sounded like when I was listening to them when I was younger. So I've only been putting things on here, CDs that I have, that are really dynamic, that have a lot of dynamic range to them. So that's a big part of it right there, that I'm listening to and collecting all my original CDs and putting them on the iPod. And the other thing is that I've got a huge vinyl record collection, as you can see from behind me. And I've been kind of enjoying, sometimes I'm in the record shop and I'm like, hey, look at this. Here's an original, like I got the Scorpions Blackout. I paid like $5 for it. It was like the first CD pressing of that. And I got it. And it sounds great. It's real punchy, tons of dynamics. So I've really been having fun kind of listening to these records when I go out on my walks. And I can hook this up in my car and everything. The second thing that I've really been enjoying with the iPod is that it's been detaching me from my phone. And on the iPod, all I have is music on there. I can't go on the internet. I can't look at apps. I can't whatever. So when I just have my iPod in my hand, and I'm used to, and I still do listen to music. I have Apple Music. Even though I'm listening to music, a lot of times I get distracted. I'm going on the internet. I'm looking at apps. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. When I'm listening with this and I don't have my phone with me, the only thing I can do is listen to the music. And even though I've got a bunch of things loaded in here already and I can jump around between those, it isn't quite like on streaming where practically every song out there, you can just type it in and it's there for you. So I found it's been nice detaching from my phone. And I bought an Apple Watch not that long ago, and this has cellular on it. I have trouble saying that word for some reason. So that means that I can receive phone calls, I can receive text messages, but I can't get on the internet. There's no camera. So it's great because I can leave my phone behind. I can just take my iPod with me if I'm going out on a walk. Like today, I went over my parents' house and spent a few hours over there, and all I brought was my iPod. I listened to some music while I was over there, but I didn't have the distraction of my phone. So the iPod is kind of helping me detach from my phone and spend less time on my phone. Because honestly, a lot of what I do with my phone is listening to music. I'm out going for walks. I'm in my car. Looking things up, researching things, but it's distracting. And I just find it really kind of refreshing to just have a device that only plays music, an electronic device that the only thing on here is music. And so I've just been having a lot of fun with it. It's been a few months now. I've been slowly loading CDs. In here, it's kind of fun as I load in new CDs. Then I can, listen to, oh, great, I loaded this in here. Now I can listen to this, and I'm not overwhelmed. I don't have like 10,000 albums or something loaded into this. I probably at this point maybe only have like 30 or 40 CDs loaded in here. So it's kind of fun having less, enjoying the less is more part of this. And when I'm away, I go and I visit my kids and stuff like that, or visit my parents. This is what I take with me. And I just kind of put my phone in another room and I just have fun just listening to music. So, okay, that's my reasons for using an iPod in 2024. Does anybody else out there still use their iPod? I think I've seen people commenting on it on different videos. So let me know if you still use an iPod. Let me know if you still have your iPod. Maybe you want to break it out again and go back and see some of the stuff you used to have on it. I actually erased it when I dug it out of the box. Hadn't used it in years. I just wiped it clean, because I had all kinds of stuff on here. My kids had songs that they had bought on iTunes like 15, 20 years ago. And I just erased the whole thing and I just started over, started loading just the CDs I want to listen to, just the really dynamic sounding CDs with lots of dynamic range. That's what I put on here. So it's nice and clean and organized. But all right, let me know. iPods. Still got one, still use one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till we see you again. Make sure you rock hard, ride free.